I really enjoy with my married life. So I want also to encourage all the singles to get married and enjoy like what, maybe more than what I enjoy. But for me, 29 years is just nothing. I enjoy my relationship with my wife. I enjoy with my family life. So the Lord had blessed me with 3 wonderful children. They brought a lot of joy, and they are bringing also a lot of joy in my relationship and in my life as well. So, our first things that I want you to know is that what Christian marriage is all about. The Hindus, they get married. Muslim, they get married. The Christian also. But Christian is that, one man and one woman pledged to live together, exchange their covenant, following the norms of the church and allowing Jesus Christ to be the Lord of their relationship. Make a promise to live together in front of the church, in front of the parents, in front of God, saying that we will love each other, care for one another, live together until death do us part. That is about Christian marriage. So you will be thinking, maybe some of you, maybe some maybe from broken family, I don't know. Maybe some of you, maybe one of your parents might have died, and then you may not experience the love of your parents also. But let me also tell you a little bit about. Or maybe if your father is a drunkard, say, I don't want to get married because my father is like that. My relationship is going to be like that. Better not to get married. Maybe you may be having that type of understanding. Let me correct you this morning. Christian marriage is something very, very beautiful. See, I want you to know maybe 4 purposes, divine God's purposes for marriage. One purpose is procreation, to have children of our own. God wants us to have our children. And so, that's why we want to get married, so that we will have our own children. Your own. Sometimes I think you like dogs, you want to keep pets. Sometimes you want to keep even doll to hold, and then it's so nice. But your own child will come along and say, "Wow, this is my living doll. This is my child." You can kiss, you can hug, you can play. How it brings a lot of joy. Even if I die, these children will carry my name. And then descendants will go on and on. We need to have children of our own. Procreation. God, once you get married, you will have your children. You don't need any more pets. You don't need to keep, pussycat or maybe dogs. You can have yours. Say, "Oh, this is my baby. This is my living pet." You can enjoy like anything. This is a gift from God. I'm going to enjoy it. That's one reason. That is God's purpose. Second purpose is also maybe, now even the theme talks something about, it is not good for a man to be alone. God wants us to have somebody, companionship. You dress up yourself so beautifully, but if there is no one, say, "Oh, you look so great, you look nice," I think maybe, you will not really enjoy. And whenever I have a haircut, and I will come, and then my wife will come and say, "Oh, you had a haircut, so nice." It makes me so happy to appreciate one another, to get along with one another. I want someone to love me. I want someone to respect me. So I want to love someone. I want to respect someone. Companionship, intimate companionship, where I can share everything to her without any fear. I cannot tell my problem, I cannot tell my feeling, everything to anybody. Even though Reverend is the pastor, senior pastor, I cannot tell him everything. I cannot tell to my own brothers and sisters and my parents, I cannot tell. But I can tell everything to my wife. Why? Because God has made us as one. Adam and Eve were created and kept there, in the gardens of Eden. And both of them were naked, but they were not ashamed. That's what the Bible says in Genesis chapter 2, verse 25. Marriage is something that both of them were naked. No clothes. Naked means no clothes. And that is marriage relationship. I can open everything my wife will accept, my husband will accept. That relationship in this world, that CBC relationship, this is the highest or the greatest relationship that one can enjoy in marriage. So now, if you don't experience that, I think maybe I was thinking why someone is not coming and now only he is coming in. I was just looking why. That's someone who is really qualified to hear this type of seminar, and he just came in. I think maybe I need to clap for him. Marriage relationship, intimate relationship, companionship. Someone who can say, hey, communication between husband and wife. That type of relationship, now you are no longer two, but one. You can share everything. That is the joy. Marriage I think you people don't enjoy with that yet. So those are companionship. The first, procreation, companionship. And the third, so I want you to know these are some of the benefits, and it is God's purpose, and I want you to know very clearly. The third thing is that sexual fulfillment. Among us, anybody who does not like sex? No, everybody. God has created us as a sexual being. You want sex. And then within marriage, sex is something that is the highest expressions of your feeling. Sex, let me tell you, it's in the past, sex, it's a taboo. Nobody should talk about like that. But the Bible is very clear. Bible openly discusses it. Sex is something that is the highest expression. And that's where you reach to the point where, sometimes at one point of time, you may even experience ecstasy. You cannot express anymore. This is the highest enjoyment that is called ecstasy or climax. And within marriage, God allowed husband and wife to enjoy that relationship and that experience. So, why I get married? Because I have the desire for sex, So I need to get someone where I can express my love, my feeling, and I can enjoy up to the fullest extent which God has blessed. And I want to enjoy. And you should be willing to enjoy. Within marriage, sex is beautiful and it is a blessing. It is a nice feeling. It is the highest expression that you can enjoy that nobody can tell. But outside of marriage, it brings curse. It is sin because it violates God's rule, God's command. So sex can be exercised only within marriage between husband and wife. And it's nice. It brings blessings because it is fulfilling God's purpose. But outside of marriage, mind you, keep that in mind. Even if you like sex, never try because it will bring curse. Once the Lord curses, once the wrath of God is upon you, you cannot escape anymore. Your descendants, your life will be ruined. You cannot afford to do that. Keep that in mind. First, now there's another thing that there are so many, but let me tell one more. Once you get married, that will also help you to avoid sin, to keep yourself holy, clean before God. You can express your feeling to your wife, to your husband. So there's less temptation to have sexual relationship with someone. Because our human being, we're sexual being. We have the desire. You have the desire. So, maybe because of that, many people before they get married, they go for another type of partners and have an extramarital affair or into fornication. That is sin. So, having a relationship, you express your love, your feelings to your wife, to your husband, then that also help you to prevent to fall into temptation. So what do you think about that? I mentioned 4 things about first, procreation, companionship, and then sexual fulfillment, and also to help you to live a holy life, prevent temptation. So I'm not going to tell so much about that now, but marriage is exciting. Marriage is something very beautiful. I never thought that, marriage should be something like that. But maybe some of you may be thinking, but now let me not talk so much about marriage now. But the question is, how to enjoy, how to find someone where you can also share your life. Didasro, at Fachimigila, Nichimigila, Moro, Ni, Galasro, at the enjoyment jacket of the well, Yizro, enjoys the Dibis Mono, Tama, Ujo, Days of Mono, Idibi, and Jokida. You have to think very seriously. Anybody wants to get married? Definitely, right? Or anyone who does not want to get married? No answer, no problem. Maybe some of you say you may have the gift of celibacy. I think maybe later on we may be discussing about that also. But some people, they have the gift, a special gift of celibacy. Ikiriho. Ata jo khabasa kemenapa yithokida. Cheta chelana na kemejaba ha. Al kema tidike tipasa there are some people God has given special gift to certain people CBN pogo celibacy they enjoy their single life. If you have that gift, don't ever consider to get married, but use that gift for God. And now what happened? See, they don't have the gift of that celibacy. Now you are I missed the flight. So when you miss the flight, you have to be single. You may not have the gift, but you are single. Then your life, your singleness will be miserable also. You want to get married, but you cannot get. And then now you are regretting. Then you cannot afford to suffer like that. So if you don't have that gift, consider it. And then you have to listen carefully. Maybe now, once you made a commitment, marriage is one of the greatest, the most serious commitment that a Christian man or woman can make. So now one has to be very, very careful. It's for lifetime. It's not little. So no. Before you get married, if you want to get married, then I think I want you to keep this in mind. Set some criteria. I want my husband or my wife to be like that. So you need to have certain criteria. Okay, are you ready? Let us go for criteria. Where is the timekeeper? Where is Proto? Because the timekeeper is not there. I think maybe I need to go till 12 or, no, not 12, 11. 11:15. Yeah, till 11. Okay, that's fine. I need to move fast. I have 30 more minutes to go. Now you have to set your criteria. Maybe you have to think that, okay, someone who should be spiritual. Someone who loves the Lord. Someone who fears the Lord. Should not be a drunkard. Should not involve in any kind of vices. Spiritual. Maybe not all the time also she be the spiritual zamosh. No spiritual mosha. You can set that criteria. Second thing is about you have to see someone who should be handsome. Maybe handsome like me. No, I'm just kidding. To make you laugh so that nobody will fall asleep. Or someone beautiful like Auntie Avo. Or maybe anyone. I want my husband, my wife to be handsome and beautiful physically. Should not be too short, or should not be the size you can come out. You say, I think I want someone to be like that. But someone, who is clean. Who is clean? You go and talk to somebody, say, I think maybe did not wash clothes for maybe a month. You go there and you can get only the smell of scent perfume, and then whereas it produces another type of smell. Or you sit down somewhere, so you need to say, I want my husband to be smart, clean, have a good habit, Not so much of mannerism or something like that, moving all the time, or maybe putting some physical. I want someone to be something like that. So you can think about that. Another thing is that you can set the criteria about the family. Family. Family should be from a God-fearing family. God-fearing family for the boy God-fearing people. Has a chill about maybe today is like that, but upbringing maybe that may affect later on. Family, emotion. So you can say from a God-fearing family, a respectable family, family does also. Maybe sometimes say, oh, he is from an officer. He is maybe from a rich family. Maybe from a political, politicians go family. The important part, if you want to set up a good Christian marriage, Christian home, then you have to say whether the person is God-fearing. But officer, very tayo. You have to think about that. So tamapono, so family, he pemosa. O family oto lozo moshi, metzriano, come the pertripma. Family is God-fearing family. The parents may be just a farmer, but still God-fearing family. At tamakebro, kirido che, po kam dim tiba, tamaze kirimodano kam ze kiriz maiptao. How je EAC tiba sasa, asas, boto has a drum ze, she is so, EAC the mo. No! You are going to marry to the person, not the job. I think that is one thing that you need to keep in mind. Many people, many marriages are suffering because of that. They don't look at the person, but the job, the career, superior. They look at the money, the finance, superior. Tamavama, always make a point to marry to the person, having someone who has all this background. Intellectually, was a compatible motion. Intellectually, no mashira. Sa no was a itemi boilosa may not be so compatible. Someone can think so high, another one say just ichibada. You will not enjoy. Compatibility is no. Hashizomo. Is he talitago. Mu mitomashi is was he beho. No atho atliji he bedo. Pichimeno, Pichimizik, emotion, which is visa. Maybe let's say you have to see the compatibility. Same wavelength, that's better. You have to think from your maybe same intellectual level. That's better, less adjustment. Not only that, you have to think that, someone who is so educated and someone who is not, then you will always know there's a possibility that the educated one will come and then maybe control you. So it is always need to balance. Maybe there are some people, if not so educated also, may not have so much degree, but they are so intellectual. That's a different case also. There are some people that are very intellectual, even though they did not get so much degree or did not achieve so much, but they are so intelligent. So that also you can think about. Then about emotional stability. Someone, you can love here and can do here, and then not so stable. And then tomorrow you forget about it and another thing will come. Now, no maturity. Maturity is very unstable. So you have to even think about the things like that. About the personality. such a personality you have to think. They want to go out all the time. They are extrovert. And if you are introvert, you like to be at home. And then there will be someone say, there's a party, you want to go there. And then you want to be at home. So then there is also, maybe you need to even see that extrovert, introvert. Someone is so expressive, someone doesn't express anything like that. By nature, I was introvert at one point of time. I don't want to go out so much. I like to do things, I want to be alone. My wife is more of extrovert. But then we have to balance a little bit. Yes, during our marriage, we had to make a lot of adjustment. Now it's almost adjusted. I also try to become a little extrovert, and she also control herself to be a little introvert. So that's where we get the balance. Because she likes to go when there is a party, she likes to go from, I think maybe I prefer to be here. So that you have to think even that about the personality as well. Someone can be very positive. So positive and negative. Someone can become very pessimistic. Very optimistic. So those personality also, we have to set certain criteria in life. Then, yes, I talked something about compatibility. So in order to do that, you can set different criteria. And then, maybe it is always good to marry to someone who is a little bit contemporary. Actually, my wife and I, we have a gap, 5 years gap. I'm older than her by 5 years. But then, guys, we men, we don't give birth. So we still can maintain. But the ladies, the mothers, they give birth, and slowly you grow a little, you maybe faster, grow of older, faster than men maybe. And in terms of physical things like that. So, and moreover, the women, you mature faster than men. Whereas for us, the maturity comes a little later. So it is always good to marry to someone who is maybe same age, or maybe someone who is a little, for guys, a little younger. But of course, they cannot control the things. But I'm talking, in terms of general. But you need to know that, we have about 8 billion population in this world. 8 billions means 814 crores in this planet Earth now. I think it's not easy to find the right partner without the help of God. So you can set your criteria. I want my wife to be, my husband to be a little bit smart, educated, spiritual, a little handsome, or your background should be like that. And maybe same age group, or a little older than me, a little younger than me. And someone who is a little bit expressive, someone who is not so expressive. And I want someone, who is not so lavish, or someone who can really save money, not so stingy also. If it is stingy, you cannot enjoy life. All the time thinking how to save money and say, we want to buy this, let's not buy. We want to eat this, let us also not eat this one, because the money will go. So stingy, I think it's not nice also. No? You want to buy something, don't buy. And all your things will be controlled. Then you will not enjoy also. So you set your criteria. Now, what you need to do? You pray. You need to pray. I don't know whether you are really seriously praying for your partner. Even Matthew 7:7 says, ask and it shall be given to you. When you pray, you will get it. But in James says, no, you did not receive because you did not pray. Did you really pray? for your partner, lifetime partner, seriously. Or maybe some of you say, I'm still a little young, not yet, I'm not prepared for that. Fine, but it is not too early for you to pray for your lifetime partner. Stop praying. For me, my wife and I, we have stopped praying for our 3 children. They are not going to get married yet, but we have started praying for them already. We encourage them also to pray for your partner, lifetime partner. Because your future happiness depends so much on your partner. If you want to be happy, you need to find the right partner, or else you will be in hell here on earth. Tama po. Kihuyi thotiba. Po hamot tho tama kenni de hakishimi fen background givele vote sieno sese jesu kiri. Sieno kiri sese no hazota da ruti da. And last time we met was, I'm now living in hell here on earth. Not talking about life after death. Hell can take place here. But at the same time, when you get married, when you have a good relationship, you can experience heaven here on earth. Heaven level this is really good. I want to go to heaven. You can experience and you can taste a little heaven here on earth. So you need to pray, start praying for your partner. I think today you have to make a commitment and say, yes, I'm going to pray. I think that's not so difficult, right? I'm going to pray for my partner. Seriously. And because marriage is a serious business, it's a serious relationship. Because you cannot change anymore. It's permanent until you die. So you need to be very serious. So when you want to get married, you set all the criteria already. But then you have to wait, be patient, and wait for the Lord to show you signs. Let me give you a little example. Yes, I set my own criteria. I have my own criteria. Before I get married, I said someone who loves the Lord because I'm in the Lord's ministry. But I want someone who is, maybe who can be compatible. I want someone who is educated because, maybe I grew up from the village. In my high school days, I struggled. I gave my best in order to learn something. But I don't want my children to suffer so much. So I want someone who is educated, who will be able to take care of my children, especially in the area of education. And I want my wife, whoever is going to be my wife, should be clean. See, in Sochi, police now immediately I will know and say, I think maybe your face look beautiful, but your nails are not clean. So I want someone who is clean. So now what happened, when you go to the church, while singing, you just fix your eyes on that person and see. Or when having some kind of practice, you just see and that's whether this is the one that you are looking for. And then if you feel that, this is one thing that, you are looking for. Or, you are waiting, all your criteria you have released down, say, now you say, I think almost everything is there. Maybe it could be this one. You wait. God will give you a signal. That's why, group, single dating, group dating. Group dating, practice fellowship. This is the place where you can see each other, talk to each other. And then if someone is, you say, sometimes you need to volunteer yourself. Hello, good morning. Good afternoon. Nice for coming, okay. And so on. Look for the sign. I would say, when you shake hands with somebody, and then someone is still doing like this, I think maybe that fellow is not so interested in you. So, okay, I thought that you are the one, but you don't have any regards. But someone will just come shake your hand and say something a little harder than like uncle as kids, shaking hand with somebody. But now I'm not talking about like this one, okay? Someone says, oh, okay, so you are, okay. There's another way to show interest. And then you say, electric shock will come also, never know. You think about, you try to be. And so you have to also think yourself, you need to make, once you reach a certain age, marriageable age, you also need to make yourself available, attractive. If you don't know how to do that, let me also give you one example. We are in this animal kingdom, and even the hen or a hen want to mate or maybe want to lay, it's a time coming for laying eggs or maybe going for mating time. What does a hen do? This all the crown will turn red, this ear will become red, and then will not keep quiet and say, will start singing, right? Ka, 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 ka. Now this is not visual, it's a visual song type, no? So start singing. Then the male, the male cock, cock will come and mate, and then can fulfill the purpose. So what I'm trying to say is that once you reach a certain point, that I need to get a husband or a wife. Make yourself available, attractive, and try to mingle with people. But you say you want to get married, and you hide yourself in your room with a mobile. Do you think that you'll get a husband or wife? No. You try to participate in activities. Try to do that. And then, you pray about it. Make yourself available there. And then that's how the Lord will also bless you. So did you find any prospect? If you find any prospect, you have to do it. Now, if in case you are going selling a Bible, you are selling a Bible, you need to look for a customer. So, but then there is one customer coming, and how are you going to advertise this one? Bible itu bikir gura se, kini belum mengalih kini bi, dam tu imane se. I think that's so raw, nobody will buy. But I will say this one, if you are going to advertise this is a very nice Bible. It's big print, letters are big, and it's a leather, and then it's very easy to read. And when you fold like this also, you will not spoil. It's a good Bible. It's very nice, and I think you will not regret by having this one. And not only that, it has 2 bookmarks as well. And then once you read this, you cannot stop reading this one. I know this will help. Let me just finish 10 minutes, within 10 minutes. Now, let us see how Abraham got the wife for his son Isaac. We can learn a lot of principles from him that you can find in Genesis chapter 24. This morning I read again Genesis chapter 24, and I was almost in tears. Wow. Actually, I'm not looking for my wife anymore. I have a wife. But then when I read that, I think I was almost in tears. I want you to go and read this whole passage when you go home. Genesis chapter 24. Abraham said, I'm already old, but I want someone, I want a wife for my son Isaac. So he called the servant, most respectable servant, my servant. Don't get a wife from the Canaanites. They were there in the Canaan, but don't take a wife from the Canaanites, the wife for my son. But you need to go back to my hometown and look for a wife. That is to say, Canaanites were not Jews. So then say, I want my son to marry to the people who has the same faith. Not to the Hindus, not to the Muslims, someone who has another religion. So you need to, no matter how attractive, how rich, how fluent a person may be, should not marry to someone who is not Christian. Even the Bible clearly says, don't yoke together with unbelievers. Suppose na Puano Canaanite coche Unusus Zabuide Ale Wo Arale Bosa Unupu Uchin Pude Sivo Tavo Zedibia Puano Po helper no Tavo Zje Oh Sivo the Mo Ditawa Xie po ke chodie na ni po anye po Abraham nu nano uchim pudole no atriside. Give me success. Sama sopoda shimwa ele no sasalasa atriside. The servant prayed. That's why I'm saying you need to pray. Xie no tavo zije poto ke chodie ne chodie zije ni po no give me success today. I tavo do it was jiku jibado. Tenomi zhe pudola vodo. Si zije I mi pose zhe no apono zhe tore isis do. Elle se tamo po no tenom po no zhe se ka zhe se libi mole. They prayed, they went out, they obeyed, and finally they found a husband or a wife. And then the whole family, they blessed her and let her go. Our sister, may you increase to thousands upon thousands. May your offspring possess the cities of their enemies. Then Rebecca and her attendants got ready and went to Abraham. Now, the last part. Time is up. But you said, you know that the benefits of marriage? I'm enjoying my married life, and I want all of you to enjoy. You said your criteria. This. Look for all those criteria. You pray about it. The Lord has installed for you, but you should not hide. And this one, they also met only in the well. And where is the well? Now Isaac's wife came and met, in the well. Jacob also got a wife from the well. And Moses also got a wife from the well. So where is the well? A well is a place where your thirst can be quenched. You will be refreshed. Where is the well? The well can be today, maybe the church. You can find your partner here in the church. Don't look around. Somewhere in the market, maybe who knows, he may be here. Your partner may be here, but you were not aware of. Where is the well? Get to know each other, meet each other, talk to each other. Don't think so much about, or maybe let your mind floating around the air. You just settle down. Say, who knows? It may be here. You can turn around and look at each other. Are you the one for me? Am I looking someone in the wrong place? Who knows someone who is sitting next to you? I think maybe, hopefully, maybe after this, you will look at each other more seriously than before. Smile a little wider. And hopefully before this year ends, I want to hear 2-3 people come forward and they are going to get married. What about Vetso? Is there anyone here? Vetso? No. Okay. Yeah. I think maybe you cannot plan, but God has a special plan for all of you. All what you do is that surrender yourself to His will, and He will show you clearly. God bless us.